Being a student is really hard. You're constantly juggling exams, assignments, and trying to maintain some semblance of a social life. And on top of that, you're expected to survive on a small budget and eat things like instant noodles every night. To earn money, students often work in cafes and bars and restaurants. But what if you could do it all from your laptop in your bedroom? So in this video, we're going to be going through a method of earning money that can make you $1,000 a month wherever you are in the world, that anyone can learn and that I wished I'd known about when I was a student. So what's the secret? Well, the thing we're going to be talking about today is video editing. And I know when I say that, some of you watching might think video editing sounds really time consuming, way too difficult to learn, and I just don't want to put time into that. But as someone who works in the creator economy directly for a YouTuber, I can tell you that video editing is one of the most in-demand skills right now. And it's also way easier to learn than you might think. And you can earn $1,000 a month by doing 10 hours at $25 an hour each week, which you can fit around your studies and your social life and all the things you're doing at college or university. And after a few weeks or months of effort, you'll be able to land your first client. So we're going to be going through a step-by-step process that you can follow to get started learning how to video edit and make money online. And if you're new here, my name is Tintin. I work full-time for a YouTuber called Ali Abdal, and on this channel we talk about teaching students how to make money online. Step 1, choose your weapon. So we're going to talk about how to earn money and how to get clients later in the video. The first thing you've got to do is learn how to video edit, and the first part of that is choosing the software that you're going to use. So there are 3 video editing softwares that you probably want to consider. One is Adobe Premiere Pro, which is an industry standard and has been around for a long time. Second is Final Cut Pro, which is the editing software made by Apple. And the third is DaVinci Resolve. I learned to video edit with the Final Cut Pro, and you can only do that if you have a MacBook. So if you don't have a MacBook, you have to choose one of the other 2. Final Cut Pro, you get a 3-month free trial, and then you have to pay $300 once, and then that's it. I think as a student, you actually get a discount. It's maybe like $200. But I'd actually recommend starting with one of the other 2. There's a free version of DaVinci Resolve, which is actually really good, and lots of people use it. Or I'd use Premiere Pro, because Adobe are investing way more into their editing suite and all the softwares that integrate with Premiere Pro, like After Effects and things like that. Whereas Apple actually haven't updated Final Cut Pro in a few years, and it's becoming slightly outdated. Premiere Pro is a bit harder to learn, but if you're going to do this for a while, it's probably the right one to choose. You do have to pay a subscription fee for Premiere Pro, which is around $20 a month. So depending on your budget and your finances, choose one of those 3, but don't overthink it. They will all be fine. So whichever software you've chosen, you need to learn how to use it. Step 2, learn the basics. So once you've chosen a software to edit with, you need to learn how to use it, and there are some good resources out there for that. The best resource out there probably is Skillshare, which is a platform that has courses teaching you lots of different things, and you can search the video editing software that you're using and just learn all the basics. You can also just search in YouTube beginner tutorials for Final Cut Pro or for Premiere Pro, and you'll genuinely be able to learn how to do basic video editing within a couple days. It's obviously really difficult to make videos that have loads of motion graphics and visual effects and all that kind of thing, but to do the basics of video editing, it's actually quite simple. So using Skillshare and YouTube, you can learn to do the basics of video editing, like cutting up footage, adding music, adjusting audio levels, adding sound effects, and adding transitions, and all the simple things like that. It might seem overwhelming at first, but it's a skill like anything else that can be learned if you just put the time in. And if you need some basic footage to practice editing on, then either some classes will actually give you footage to use in Skillshare and YouTube and things like that, or you can record a video yourself, or you can download videos from YouTube that you think you can practice on, like talking head videos like this one, which don't have that much editing going on. Step 3 is get Twitter. So you might be wondering why you need to get Twitter. Well, now you've learned how to do the basics of video editing, you can actually start to get clients, and Twitter is an amazing place to do that. Twitter is a goldmine for video editing clients, but we're going to talk more about how to use it in a second. The first thing to do right now is just set up a profile. Step 4, create an account on freelance websites. So the 3 freelance websites that we're going to make an account on are Fiverr, People Per Hour, and Upwork. Those are 3 freelance websites where people who need video editing services will go on and search for people like you. You can choose your hourly rate, you can write a little description, and people can message you about potentially working with them. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, we're just going to make the accounts and then move on to the next step. Step 5, offer your services for free. So because you're new to video editing and you don't have much experience, you've not had any previous clients most likely, then the first thing to do is offer your services for free. Because if you can't get people to take your service for free, then it's unlikely that you're going to be able to find clients who will pay you. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Twitter and those freelance websites to find a client. With Twitter, you're going to write in your bio, I'm a video editor, or something along those lines, and then you're going to start tweeting about all the things that you're learning. But the most important thing you're going to do is you're going to start finding creators and YouTubers who you're going to send a message, a private message, offering your services for free. So an example of a good message would be saying, hey, I love your content. I'd love to help you out by editing 3 of your videos for free. And then after that, if you like them, we can then discuss doing paid work. Then you can also add, I don't have a portfolio yet, but if you just send me some footage, I'll edit it for free and then I'll send it back to you. YouTubers will definitely take you up on that offer, especially ones that don't already have an established editor. Channels of the size like I have potentially need a video editor and would love to get someone to edit their videos for free. People will really respect it if you just say, hey, I'm looking to build my portfolio, I'm learning how to video edit, and I'm really devoted, but I haven't yet landed any clients. People will understand that you're just getting started and that you don't have a portfolio of work to show them, but you're really willing and you're gonna do it for free, so they might take you up on that. And if you can be bothered, also send cold emails and Instagram messages, because you'll just be increasing your chances of getting through to these creators. Step 6, offer your services for cheap. Now you've started working with people for free and people are potentially interested in your editing service, then you can start asking for a bit of money from them. So you can do that with the clients you found through Twitter, cold email, and Instagram, but this is also where the freelance websites come in. So you can now put on your profile a cheap hourly rate that you think is fair and reasonable for your skill set, and you can add any previous work that you've done to your profile. And then there's 2 things you can do on the freelance website. You can either apply for jobs that people have posted, or you can just wait for people to contact you. And at this point, we're just focusing on getting better, improving our skill set, and working with clients. We're not really worried about making money. We're just trying to learn that we can do this and that we can provide value and that people will pay us for our service. Step 7, increase your price. So now after a few weeks and months of learning how to video edit and then hopefully getting some clients, you can start to increase your price in line with your skill and level of experience. Really good video editors in the YouTube world and the creator world might charge $500 or more a day. So if you really start to enjoy video editing and actually think that there might be a career there, then you can start to increase your prices and really invest in your skill set. But we're just working towards this $25 an hour rate that can get you towards $1,000 or £1,000 a month by doing 10 hours of work a week around your studies. And finally, here are some things to remember. So to earn money as a student, you can't expect to just get paid for having no skill, but video editing is something that you can learn. It's actually quite simple. It's not more straightforward than you think it is. And you can just put in a week of work and learn how to do it. And then suddenly you have a marketable skill that people will pay you for. It's so worth putting in the upfront effort to learn how to do that kind of thing, and it will serve you for the rest of your life as well. I'm so glad that I learned how to video edit, and if my whole life fell apart, I am sure that I could earn money as a video editor. So another tip is to respect yourself as a freelancer. I actually work with a lot of freelancers through my job, working for Ali, working with like video editors and with writers and stuff like that. And whenever they just clearly have respect for themselves as a freelancer and for their freelance business by saying a reasonable price or just like respecting their time or their hours and communicating efficiently, we always end up respecting them more and want to work with them more because they're clearly trustworthy and they take their business and their freelance service seriously. So just because you're a student, don't think you need to undervalue yourself. Tip number 3, deliver high quality work and be reliable. So the most valuable things in a freelancer are just someone who does what you want them to do to a high standard, and they're also good with communication. So they just respond in a timely manner and they're efficient with their work. So that is basically everything you need to know about how to earn $1,000 a month as a student, as a video editor. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Twitter or Instagram at Tintin Smith on both of those platforms. I'll answer any questions. I'd love to like figure out more about what your concerns are around this thing and any issues you have with actually going through this process, because I definitely would have had like imposter syndrome and like fear of actually just getting started when I was a student. So all of those things, just definitely feel free to message me and I will do my best to respond and drop any comments about anything that you want to know more about with this topic. But if you're potentially interested in starting your own YouTube channel, then watch this video here where I talk about whether it's worth starting a YouTube channel in 2023. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.